What's going on, beautiful souls? It's Jay Spivey with Let Your Soul Speak podcast. Coming to you again with another live stream. This is day two. How we feeling? How we feeling? Just got done walking my beast. I got a couple dogs now, but the biggest one is the only one I really be walking nowadays, just because nobody else can walk them. That's the last thing I gotta do before I sit down and I can chop it up with my soul speakers. That's a new name that I came up with. So you already know eventually I'm gonna move all my stuff to Patreon. I already got my Patreon already set up. I'm gonna go live every day on my Patreon, just trying to get that situated. So most of these live streams are gonna be unlisted until I post them. Still getting the hang of going live every single day. So like I said, this is day two, trying to get it. The topic of this video is going to be fatherhood, importance of fatherhood. I had wrote out a post for this video, and I had no idea how I was going to say it. This was back when I was trying to make content like a very specific way, and it was definitely hindering me from even getting the content out, So I had to I had to sit back and really think and re-strategize to really see how I want to put out some of this content. And that can always be remade into something else. That's the beautiful thing. So it's like you just really need to sit and listen. Stop moving so fast. So let's get into it. It's kind of lengthy, but like I said, to me it was really good. It could turn into just a whole little video. Might only be on here 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but it just depends on how smooth I read it. All right. So let's go. Importance of fatherhood. Why I had to stop coaching and leave where I was comfortable. I used to consider myself a brother's keeper before I. Let's start that over. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can't even understand what I be writing. I used to consider myself a brother's keeper before myself. I used to consider myself I blah. This is funny. I used to consider myself a brother's keeper before I considered myself a father because of my role with my baby brother. I tried to teach my brother what I learned in life because I truly wanted him to have more opportunities and better opportunities than I did. In my head, I used to hear, but isn't he your half brother? Y'all have different fathers. Why do you care so much? He may not have the same dog in you that you do. Knowing what I know now, I feel like I invested a lot of borrowed time into my brother's future without noticing what I was truly doing with my own life. I know it's not wrong to invest in your siblings, but the time that I put into my siblings left me feeling empty and lost on what I was going to do with my life. The bigger issue was I was neglecting my role as a father to be a good big brother. This decision haunted me for a while. I don't regret putting time into my siblings. I'm more so shocked at how long it took me to focus on what passions and what I truly wanted to do in my life. Since I've been more focused, I've been able to make strides in my creation world. Another issue I noticed I created was that my brother was so used to me being around, and with me trying to make things easier for him, it backfired in my mind. When I moved away the first time, he was 12. When I came back, he was almost 14 to 15 years old. I feel like he lost his drive, his passion for the game of basketball, and in other ways in life. It seemed like he had got used to going through the motions. I definitely felt like he was letting his talents go to waste. I was trying so hard to create a space for my family at the time that allowed my brother to freely work on whatever he wanted, without the thought of needing any more resources. It took me a while to learn that that wasn't my job at all. The problem was I was young and a lack of knowledge of self. I had no idea who I was. Without knowing who I am, I can't expect to have the know how to take care of a family with just the income and the knowledge at that time. Love can and will not pay the bills. I was consciously poor, mentally ignorant, and financially struggling, with $1 million ideas and no mental clarity to execute them. You want to make God laugh? Tell him your plans. If I didn't learn to focus on myself and my goals, I knew I would end up 50 years old with nothing, asking the mother of my children for a place to stay, struggling to find a job, keep a job, like I see other black men having to do, dying from health complications before they can make it right with their children, their own children growing up hating them. I wanted none of this for my future. I refuse to leave this earth without teaching my children the ways of the world and leaving them with something significant for my seeds. Unhealed trauma can have you Unhealed trauma can keep some massive blessings from you until you decide to take your life seriously. There's many of us that are operating from beliefs that may not be of our own, from childhood or from family, and these beliefs no longer serve us. My child deserves better from me, and I will do better. My honest assessment of myself would be I lost myself in the chase of women and being caught up in how I felt about something. Instead of applying myself and staying focused on one goal, I didn't take my education seriously, and I thought life would just come to me eventually. If there's any young teens or early 20-year-olds reading this, 10 years flies by so fast. Don't waste it doing pointless things because it will bite you in the butt. I found myself comfortable where I was, content with the situation, which I truly wasn't being mindful. I found myself comfortable where I was, content with the situation, which I truly wasn't, but my mind wasn't there and I wasn't pushing myself. The unknown felt so weird to me when I wasn't really doing anything. But the unknown feels amazing when you're excited and you're actually focusing on a plan and executing and seeing an idea from your head turn into something that you can touch. Sometimes deja vu is talking to yourself from the future or a different dimension. Remember, reliving a past event is a sign of trauma and you being stuck in a cycle. If you don't catch yourself, 25 years will go by and you will have nothing to show for it. So that's a little post that I wrote. Stumbled over it a couple times, but we got through it. Just wanted to get that off. That was my fatherhood piece, the importance of fatherhood. Didn't want to make this one too long. I think the last time I talked for almost like an hour. So, sometimes I'm gonna have more, sometimes I'm gonna have less, but I definitely want to get into the reactions. I just have so much stuff on my phone that I'm trying to like eliminate. I have a whole folder of reactions that I'm going through, and I just need to. I've been trying to, the funny thing is right now, like the strategy that I'm working on, I'm going through all the videos that I'm trying to react to, but because I didn't really place them in a folder when I first saved them to my phone, now I have to re-go through them. And some of them are on TikTok, and if you know how TikTok goes, people can snatch their videos down just how they can do Instagram. So it's like you got to create the video and then save it. If you don't do it right then and there, then you might have lost the video. That has nothing to do with this video, but that's just something that I've been working on. But I'm thankful for all the beautiful souls that's listening. Like I said, my Patreon is gonna be up. I'll leave it in the description. It's gonna be like $3. I think it wasn't allowing me to make it for anything cheaper than that. So I'll have two tiers. you'll have access to the early you have access to the early lives at the $3 tier, and uh access, to early videos that I do and other massive topics. I'm working on an inner child healing course that's going to be in the Patreon course, so that's going to be behind the paywall. And I'm working on some other things, but just trying to, get my little tribe situated. So if you rock with me, let me know. I'll have my info in the description. Leave a comment, leave a like. Tomorrow I'm gonna go live again. I gotta write down my pillars. Like I said, I got an assistant now, so I kind of ask a lot of questions because I already told them all my information. So I gotta see what I'll be working on tomorrow. But as the weeks go by, you'll see a lot more catered content with other videos and reactions, and I'm just working on it. So just give me some time. Much love. I'm out.